All right, race fans, welcome to TurnLeftTV. Be ready for some high-speed action tonight. Step on the gas. All right, race fans, welcome to Sin City. This is TurnLeftTV, and I'm your host, Heath Johnson. The High Octane Racing League Buschwackers Series hits Sin City tonight. It's race number 1 of a brand new season here in the Buschwackers Series. Season number 5, and we kick off November in Vegas. It's a 100-lap race tonight. And who knows, man, who's going to win this one? A lot of people in the cards for this one. Who's got what it takes to bring home the victory? There's only one way to find out. That's watch it right here on TurnLeftTV. Well, who's got the right cards tonight? It's Vegas. It's a 1.5-mile track. It's high speed, and it is going to be intense. Race number 1 headed your way in the Buschwackers Series. Let's get this party started. All right, thank you so much for coming in and joining me here on TurnLeftTV. All right, man, brand new season headed your way tonight. Kicking off tonight, I should say. And we are in the practice session here at Vegas. 100-lap race, and it is Vegas. I'm your host, Heath Johnson, broadcaster, commentator here at TurnLeftTV. And it's round number 1 of a 10-race season and 100 laps here at this great 1.5 miles that is Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Tonight's race is brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. If you are interested in an rFactor 2 server, or how about hosting your website or your online store, so VPS hosting and shared web hosting also available through EliteHostingUSA.com. Nascar provides our service here at HighOctaneRacing.net. Don't forget to join us over there. You get a quick link to our Discord server. That's where we do most of our business. And you can update the schedules, who's winning what, the points battles. Quick link to TurnLeftTV and all that jazz. So head on over to HighOctaneRacing.net and help us out there. And join our Discord, man. We'd love to have you. If you're interested in doing some racing. Well, we said this is kicking off a brand new season here tonight, and it is at Vegas, 100-lap race. Look at what we got coming up next, man. Another 1.5 miles for Homestead Miami Speedway coming up on 8 November. Brand new season here. A little bit of a fun season. Throwing in some tracks there we don't normally race. Madison coming up on November the 15th. We got Phoenix, great track on November the 22nd. November the 29th, in November, we have Sonoma Raceway, a little road course action. Wow, that's we haven't been there in a long time. That's coming up ending the first half of the season. Back half of that season, some more interesting tracks, man. Memphis International, great track, a lot of fun there at that one. And then you see North Wilkesboro, some short track headed your way on December the 20th. December 27th, man, that's going to be a very special event for us. That is the Frosty 200, 80-lap race from Daytona. We'll have some prizes to give away on that one. And, man, a couple of days after Christmas. And we run this around Christmas time each and every year, man. And it's a great, great race, too. And finishing out the season at California Speedway, 90-lap race there on January the 3rd. So that's what the schedule looks like here in the Buschwackers Series. Yeah, it's got about 7 minutes left to go in the practice session. A little under 7, about 6.5 minutes now. More racing headed your way this weekend. The Saturday Night Thunder, the Cup Series, will be at Martinsville for some paint swapping, some fender rubbing. And some great tight racing at that short track, 150 laps at Martinsville coming up in the Cup Series. The Saturday Night Thunder, man, this has been going on for 23 years. It's race number 2 of season number 4. Well, last season's champion was Artur Vieira. Can he come back and do it again? So congratulations to Artur for season 4 championship in the Buschwackers Series, and let's see if he can head on down the road and win another championship here in 2024 for season number 5. So parabéns, Artur, and boa sorte this season. Thank you so much for coming in and joining me on the YouTube channel. Thanks to all those new subscribers out there. Don't forget that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't done so, and smash that bell, man. You get updates on when races are going live here. Also, down in the description of the race, I have some links there. If you'd like to make a donation through PayPal, there's my link. And also the SimLab website, man. I am an affiliate through them, so that would help me out by clicking on that link and checking them out if you're interested in some sim racing gear. Sim rig, some displays, all kinds of stuff they offer there at SimLab. We've got 16 drivers there. Sometimes it gets a little bit of a stutter right there when a driver joins. 16 drivers here tonight. And hey, Claudio Bardelli Jr., Givaldo Spindola, and Jesus Iglesias. Then we got all of Brazil joining us in here in the chat session. Those guys all on track tonight, and good luck to all those guys racing here. Good to see Jesus and Givaldo and Claudio. One of our those 3 guys are some super supporters here of High Octane Racing League and TurnLeftTV. Got to figure out who my winner's going to be here tonight. Who knows? High Octane Racing League Tough Trucks will be back in action for race number 8 of season 4. It's 110 laps, and it is Phoenix. What a great track, man. Unique track. I think this is a 5-turn track, but that tri-oval area is really, or the dog leg, if you will, is really pretty significant. So I almost think that's another turn. 5 turns, in my opinion, and Phoenix is a great track. I'll be out on the track mixing it up with the Tough Truck Series. That's the Craftsman Tough Trucks mod, and or the Craftsman Truck Series mod. And we've been racing the Tough Trucks. That goes way back for us, man, this series. So glad to get back in it. Thanks to Mike Schreiner and his crew for getting this mod out. And it's an awesome one. We really like it. Have a lot of fun on Tuesday nights, man. It's coming up on November the 5th. And I'll be in the driver's seat. Good enough drivers, man. I'll start broadcasting that bad boy. Well, we'll take a look at the track here at Vegas. 1.5 miles, of course, one of those classic 1.5 miles. A little bit different than obviously a Charlotte with the quad oval, if you will, the double kinks in the tri-oval area at Charlotte. A little bit different there, but Vegas is a fun track, and I think it's a pretty smooth track. You got a couple bumps there on the apron as you come off pit lane. So you got to be careful with that, but this track is a lot of fun. There's a lot of room to race here. It can be a little tough on tires if you overdrive your car, but it's a fun track. Located in Las Vegas, Nevada. Mile and a half, banking in the turns, 12 to 20 degrees, progressive banking. And we'll take a look at the keys to the race here. I got supposed to have limit the aggression there. What a Bush League outfit I got going on here, huh? Tire management, handle the traffic, make good pit stops, and know when to go here at Vegas, man. Those are my keys to the race. Why did I fix that? Oh my God. Wow, what an amateur. What an amateur. All right, these guys headed over to quals. So headed over to the qualification session. Again, this is race 1, 100-lap race of, this is race 1 of 10, I should say, and it is a 100-lap race here tonight, man. Good qualification position is probably a pretty key thing here. We'll get a good starting position. And a brand new season, man. We wipe it away. Vieira won the Season 4 championship. It's all wiped away now, and everybody's got a clean slate, and we're going to make it happen starting tonight. These guys headed to quals now. We're just waiting on them to join the track. Session to kick over. Looks like Franco Alvarez is the first driver coming out on the track. So Franco Alvarez in the 83 car, the Chevy. You get his quals in. We'll step on the gas. See Ray tight to that outside wall there coming off turn 2. That can be a concern. You really have that safer barrier there that kind of narrows that corner exit. See where Franco Alvarez at the 83, 30.334. You know that's going to be a good time here. So 30.334 there for his first lap here. We'll jump into Preston Hassel's car. That 27, 30.312 for him. He says, what'd you say? What about a good lap? Take a look at the Gordon Carter in the 56. See where he's at. Everybody's out here sort of a private qual, so 30.587 right now, P5 for Gordon Carter. Last season's champion, the 4 of Arthur Vieira. Franco Alvarez reclaims that top spot. Preston Hassel is second. Craig Marzon up to the 3rd position. Sean Jacobs just claims 4th for now. Caligari is 5th. A lot of Chevys up front there. Caligari jumping up to the 3rd position. And let's see where Arthur Vieira lands. He's got a fast second sector. Let's see where sector number 3 is. 30.263 up to P2. P2. Benar Silva in the 5. Coming off that final turn, Ben Silva. Let's see where he lands. Vienna's up to P2 with just 2 1,000ths behind and 30.280. A little work to do for Ben Silva, but he's in P5. Ed Palumbo in the Hellman's mayonnaise sponsor machine. What a great paint scheme, man. This thing just absolutely pops. Another one of those masterpieces by Franco Alvarez. And here we go. Ed Palumbo in the 54, 30.242. Our New York native claiming spot number 1. We got some more guys out on the track, though. Don't forget about this guy, Claudio Bardelli Jr. Where is he going to land? Claudio Bardelli Jr. Whoa! 226. He says, I got you. I got you. Let me get this Ford up to the top of the grid. Ed Palumbo. Wow. Palumbo there, 17 100ths of a second in P2. And Thiago Gomez in the Toyota. 8X, 31.675 for Thiago Gomez. Bardelli Jr., the Ford, at the top of the grid so far, but Gomez got a little work to do there. Slow in sector number 1, about 10th off. And about a half a tenth there in sector number 2. And he's got a lot of makeup to do here in sector 3. And I think he is going to get a good starting position, 13th, but not going to knock Bardelli off the top of the grid. Good to see Thiago out here racing with us. It's been a while here for him. He's starting to come back and get back into racing a little bit with us. Iglesias Team Barbecue. Looks like he's gotten his laps in. He's P11 in that 22 car. And Gomez might have another lap in him here. Looks like he is backing off that second lap. So Raphael Sullivan and Steve Pierce have yet to make attempts for qualifications. So it looks like they may start in the back there, 14th and 15th. And looks like we've got a couple of more drivers here joining us. Dennis Schutz is going to be joining, as well as Gilmar Peixoto. I think he actually gotten booted from the server, so he'll join back. So it looks like Claudio Bardelli Jr. will be the top qualifier once qualifications end officially. So again, thank you so much for joining us here on TurnLeftTV. I really appreciate your support. And as always, we're going to have an exciting race here tonight. Excited about the brand new season. Let's get this party started, huh?
Your butts, cause this is gonna be a great show. Heath Johnson saying all you need to know. We got fast cars racing, hopefully you're pacing. Are you ready for some high-speed action? Step on the gas, alright. Race fans, my heavens, my heavens. Buschwackers! Saturday night! Thunder! Tough trucks! Nascar! IndyCar! GT3!
All right, we're back. We're waiting on a few drivers here so we can give you the official results. Again, thanks for joining us. This is Las Vegas Motor Speedway tonight. It's the High Octane Racing League Buschwackers Xfinity Series. It's race number 1 of a brand new 10-race season. And it's a 100-lap race tonight, and Vegas is a fun track, man. And we take a look at the schedule here. Homestead coming up next week. Madison International, that's going to be an interesting one. A little short track action on November the 15th. And then Phoenix, November the 22nd, just before Turkey Day. Sonoma Raceway finishing out the first half of the season, 40-lap race there, our only road course of the season on November the 29th. You see Memphis, North Wilkesboro, Toledo, Daytona International for the Frosty 200, the special event there a couple days after Christmas, and we will be giving away some prizes, our annual Christmas special race, and at California Speedway finishing out the season on January the 3rd. These guys are trying to rejoin here as a couple of those guys got kicked at the switchover, man. That happens sometimes in this game. We might have those folks back in here, I believe, and may be able to get the final qualification results. Let's take a look at the results. Claudio Bardelli Jr. with a 30.226 will start on the pole. The lone Ford up there. Ed Palumbo is second. Ben Silva third. Franco Alvarez will start fourth. Art Vieta fifth. Craig Marazon is sixth. Gordon Carter seventh. Preston Hassel will start in the eighth position. Julio Caligari ninth. And Sean Jacobs will start in the 10th position. Starting in 11th will be Jesus Iglesias. Givaldo Spindola starts 12th. Thiago Gomez 13th. Raphael Sullivan starts in a 14th position. Steve Pierce did not qualify. He'll start in P15. We got actually 17 drivers here as well. So you got about 5.5 minutes left to go in the practice, or excuse me, the warm-up session. Hey, don't forget to help out Claudio Bardelli Jr., man. He does a podcast, Sober Tom Podcast on YouTube, all things music there. And Claudio is a great musician, and he interviews musicians, just talks some music and playing and so forth, different forms of music too. And I know he specializes in some great, really, really great music called samba. So there'll be a little bit of that and a little bit of this and so forth. But Claudio is a great friend of ours here at High Octane Racing League. And we definitely want to promote his channel at Sorbaton Podcast. So check that out and tell him TurnLeftTV sent you. I think I've got my pick in, and that is Ed Palumbo tonight. So I believe Ed Palumbo is going to be the winner. Let's see if I just got to get it up there for the official deal. So my pick tonight, Ed Palumbo. See that TurnLeftTV post? So there you go. Sometimes they say that's the kiss of death. So you guys get your picks in, and again, I'm going for Ed Palumbo tonight. Man, we got a lot of guys here in the winter race, though. Maybe Jesus Iglesias tonight here in this 22. A fairly new paint scheme out with us, so good to see him out. Jesus, one of our great Spaniards, who's living in in Brazil now. Got Australia on my mind, man. I used to live in Australia for a little while. How about Eugene Fedorov joining us, man? Eugene Fedorov, he's back from camping. He's back from the villages, and he is mixing it up with us. Good to see Eugene out here. Giomar Peixoto in his 71 as well. Don't forget, coming up tomorrow night, we'll be at Martinsville Speedway, 150-lap race in the Saturday Night Thunder, the Cup Cars, man, open setup series. And I get out of the broadcast booth, get in the driver's seat, and mix it up with the boys, man. And Martinsville going to be a fun one, man. It'll be worn out at that track. But a lot of fun, man. 150-lap race there at Martinsville. And that's coming up tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. No broadcasting for this. I just get out of the booth and get in the driver's seat. And this thing is, I've been racing in the Saturday Night Thunder since 2001. Just doing some pickup races, and it ended up becoming the Saturday Night Thunder when I first joined High Octane Racing League back in 2001. That's right, I am an old dude. I'm an old guy. Come on out, man. We got the, we'd love to have you. There's a QR code there if you want to join High Octane Racing League Discord server, and we'll get you set up, man. We will get you set up. Hitting here off of turn 4 can be a little dicey as well. Looks like we are ready to kick it over, baby. You ready? I'm ready. Looks like we got everybody in here. 18 drivers joining us here at Vegas. Keep our fingers crossed. Alrighty. All right, man, we got the command to start the engines, baby, I think. Did we? No, we got to get that official.
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
Alrighty, well, this is Vegas tonight. 100-lap race, and it's a great mile-and-a-half track to kick off a brand new season. Let's take a look at the starting order here. Claudio Bardella Jr. in the 19 starts in P1. Ed Palumbo starts outside row 1. Row 2, Ben Silva and Franco Alvarez. Row number 3 will be Archer Vieta and Craig Marazon. Row 4, Gordon Carter, Preston and Hassel. Row number 5 will be Julio Caligari and Sean Jacobs. Jesus Iglesias and Givaldo Spindola start in row number 6. Row number 7 will be Tiago Gomez and Gilmar Peixoto. Row 8, Raphael Sullivan and Steve Pierce. Row number 9 will be Eugene Fedorov and Dennis Yudichin. So remember my keys to the race here tonight. What are they? What are the keys to the race? Well, one of them is spell limit correctly. Limit that aggressive driving, man. Make sure you manage your tires, handle that traffic, make good pit stops, and know when to go. Those are the keys to the race here at Vegas. And a pace car is off. Here we go, boys and girls. Here at Vegas.
Green flag, go, go, go.
And we're off. Green, green, green here at Vegas. And already peaking on the low side is Benor Silva in P3. And Palumbo in that 54 up on the high side did not get a great start. Coming off turn 2. Silva there pressing that inside line as Claudio Bardelli leads. Coming off turn 4, will he lead lap 1? He's got a good shot there. Playing both sides, the outside and the inside, and he's extending that lead. Benor Silva looks like he might have cleared at Palumbo. Silva now in P2. At Palumbo 3rd. Art Vieta is 4th. Franco Alvarez in the 5th position. On board here with Franco Alvarez in P5, running behind the 4 of Art Vieta. Craig Marisson running back in the 6th position. Alvarez looks like maybe a little tire save strategy there for him. Good clean start here at Vegas. We like to see that. Get that season kicked off just right. Let's take a look at this pass here with our Preston Hassel and Gordon Carter battling. Carter on the inside, Preston Hassel on the 27 on the outside line. And Preston Hassel using the outside in the 7th position. They are stacked up back there, 2 wide. 7th on back. Preston Hassel, brand new paint scheme. What a great looking scheme. Again, another one of those Franco Alvarez paint schemes. On board here with Preston Hassel through the tri-oval. He's running behind that Magpul Dynamic sponsor machine of Craig Marizon. Marizon running in the 6th position. A couple different lines there. A lot of guys like to run up on that outside line. Got to be really careful up there, especially on once the tires start to heat up. Raphael Sullivan and Givaldo Spindola. Sullivan on the outside in the 4X car. Givaldo on the 68 on the inside line. It looks like we've lost Gilmar, so one car off the pace. Take a look at here, Jesus Iglesias and Julio Caligari. Caligari on the outside line with that 6 car, but the 22 of Jesus Iglesias putting a little pressure on him. Trying to pick up that spot, coming off the turn. It looks like he's going to get it. Tuck it in, but Caligari just behind him in that 6, like he wasn't going to the outside. Oh, boy! We got a yellow flag. A yellow flag. Get back to live here. A yellow flag here on lap 6. It looks like maybe Fedorov might have come around. Eugene Fedorov off the pace in the 84 car. Let's take a look and see what happened to Eugene. He's up on that high line racing Givaldo. And he cuts over, it looks like. Whoa, Nelly. Look at that right there. And he cuts over, gets into the 68 car, comes around. Yudichin had a bird's eye view of that. Also, Steve Pierce had a look at that as well. Go on board here with Dennis Yudichin. The head is Steve Pierce, but you see that they got wadded up right there in front of him. He did a great job of getting through. On board here with Givaldo. Actually, this might be Eugene. Is he? Or excuse me. This is. And that was Eugene Fedorov, I believe, Steve Pierce that got together there. Oh, Givaldo, they got together. I don't know where I'm at, man. Like, this is my first time there, man. Right there, it looks like that 84 comes across the nose of Givaldo. On board here with Givaldo. Right there, man, just squeezes him into the wall. There's nowhere to go, and down to the inside. Givaldo might be a little bit better off there than Eugene. We go back to live, and those guys going to have to come down pit lane to get some service done to those machines. Okay, so first caution flag is two-car incident. It's like Jomar and Dennis did a good job of avoiding that. Steve Pierce running in the 51 car. One of our Texas drivers, man. Said everything's bigger in Texas, especially the fifth of Captain Morgan. These guys coming down pit lane now, taking some service. So coming down pit lane here in the 19, leading them down the pits. 5 of Ben Silva just behind him. Claudio Bardelli Jr., our pole setter. On pit lane. I think I got the picture-in-picture working here tonight. Take a look here. Jesus Iglesias coming off pit lane. A little bit of hitching here tonight. Not sure if it's just the track or what, but a little strange there. But it looks like Claudio Bardelli Jr. coming off pit lane. Now in P5, Sean Jacobs shown as our new leader here in the 24 Kubota sponsor machine. I think I spelled that or pronounced that right. I don't have one of those mowers. Sean Jacobs, brand new paint scheme. Another one of those Franco Alvarez masterpieces. These guys will be bunched back up here, and we do have some guys ducking down pit lane. It looks like Raphael Sullivan coming down pit lane. Steve Pierce also, it looks like he might be on pit lane as well. And Eugene Fedorov, of course, he'll start at the longest end of the longest line as we see Raphael Sullivan. Sullivan in one of those X cars, 4X car. Tucking in behind Steve Pierce. So the 24, Sean Jacobs in a Kubota sponsored Chevy is the race leader. Claudio Bardelli Jr. second, Ed Palumbo third. Ben Silva is fourth. Franco Alvarez is in the fifth position. Chat session. Hey, man, where you at? Fireball Flash. Hockey game. Hockey season. Is that in the wintertime? Oh, yeah. Good to see Dana Grover out here cheering the group on, cheering the guys on. And it does look like Sean Jacobs has elected to come down pit lane, so he's led his laps tonight, so he's on pit lane. He's going to start in the back. A little bit of a risky move, in my opinion. A lot can happen when you're in the back. So we go back here to Claudio Bardelli Jr., who is our new race leader. I shouldn't say new, or back to the race lead. Ed Palumbo is going to start on the outside. Looks like Benner Silva starts on the inside in P3. Franco Alvarez up to P4. Art Vieta is in 5th. Preston Hassel is 6th. Again, thanks for joining the live stream. 26 people already watch the stream. I love that, man. Definitely pay attention to that. Look each week and see how many people's watched. And I love those people, all that support. Like doing this. Have a good time doing these live broadcasts. It's really, a lot I started, so I wanted the racers, the drivers, to be able to go back and watch the race, man. And I remember when I raced at High Octane Racing League early on, there were some folks who were broadcasting races, and I loved it, going back and watching that stuff. I thought it was the neatest thing out there. And kudos to my boys there at HORL, and I've been a part of since 2001, and really appreciate those guys, AJ, Chris, Fredanis, and AJ getting us going there and broadcasting. These guys set the bar, man. They did a great job. Take a look at this, the 54 and the 19 side by side here for this restart. Benner Silva got a good start. He's in P3, but just behind Claudio Bardelli Jr., Franco Alvarez trying to decide whether he wants to bump on that mayonnaise sponsor machine. And it looks like that bottom line probably a little stronger. Archie Vieta now climbing up next to Ed Palumbo. Side by side down the backstretch into turn 3. And that bottom line looks like it's a little bit better. Archie Vieta inching ahead. Palumbo fighting back on the outside. Palumbo on his outside line. You see Archie down on that bottom line. Got to be careful. Touch that apron, get a little bit squirrely, and Palumbo bails on the high line. Goes down to the bottom line. Gordon Carter just behind him. Take a look at Gordon Carter in that 5th place car. Franco Alvarez on the high side now, claiming 5th. Alvarez looking for a hole there to duck down into, but I don't know if Gordon Carter's going to give that to him. Looks like he does. He tucks in. Ed Palumbo now back up to P4, that Hellman sponsor machine. Franco Alvarez in the 83. It's been such a great addition. One of our Argentinian drivers. Might be our only Argentinian driver. We might have some GT3 guys that do that race with us from Argentina, but he loves painting in this particular mod. He loves these cars, and he does some fantastic work, man. Gordon Carter running in the 6th position at 56 car. Now side by side, there's Franco Alvarez getting around now Palumbo. Franco Alvarez on the move in that Mobile One sponsor machine, picking up P4. And Palumbo falling back to the 5th position. Alvarez looking a little frisky right now on the inside. He's looking at Art Vieta, thinking he might be able to find a way to get through. On board here with Alvarez. Art Vieta just ahead. He got that championship last season. He wants another championship. It is getting pretty intense up here now. We got Craig Marizon rolling here as looks like Raphael Sullivan off the pace a little bit. Raphael Sullivan having some trouble. So not sure what's going on with Raphael Sullivan, but he's off the pace. He's giving up some spots. Might have gotten into the wall, so Sullivan off the pace a little bit. Now falling back to the 16th position. Sean Jacobs and Givaldo Spindola. Givaldo involved in that earlier incident. Sean Jacobs hugging the wall, the outside line at 24. Givaldo down on the bottom line. He doesn't have a lot of help right now. He needs some drafting partner. And looks like Sean Jacobs going to try to muscle around on the outside. And he claims that spot. Givaldo now back to P11 as Sean Jacobs on board here with him. He is in 10th. Intense battle up front here between the leader and Franco Alvarez. It's Franco Alvarez to the inside. He is making some moves. Claudio Bardelli Jr. trying to play both sides here. He's in the middle. As looks like Bitter Silva on the outside line. Oh boy, they are tight. How did Franco Alvarez stuffed that car in that spot as the 5 car gave him some room? Bardelli Jr. the leader, but he has got Franco Alvarez. Alvarez looks hungry. He looks hungry. He has gained a lot of spots. He's running in the 2nd position now. Silva in 3rd. Vieira 4th. Palumbo is in 5th. Vieira goes to the high side. He's going to leave the door open there maybe for Ed Palumbo. Jesus Iglesias now climbing up under the back of the 68 car. Iglesias down to the inside, that Shell-sponsored Chevy. And Iglesias picks up a spot. Now up to P11, Givaldo falling back to P12. Thiago Gomez running in the 10th position. His first race out here with us this season. Well, obviously everybody's first season, but racing back here and running in the 8X car. Right behind that Kubota, number 24 is Sean Jacobs. Raphael Sullivan, Thiago Gomez running in the 11th position. Oh, he's way up on the high side. Way up on the high side. And it looks like Jesus Iglesias now side by side with Thiago. Iglesias trying to vie for that 10th position. Thiago fighting back on the outside line. And Iglesias going to need a place to duck in. Thiago says, not in front of me, buddy. Iglesias says, that's fine, baby. I will go on that bottom line. And Jesus Iglesias on the move. Iglesias on the move with this 22 car. One thing we know is when Jesus Iglesias decides to turn up the juice, he turns it up to 10. And he is running behind Giulio Caligari. Caligari making a hole there for him. Caligari running in the 6th position. Now going to the high side. 54 Ed Palumbo in this mix, and it is a tight battle there with he and Jesus. Couple drivers had a fair amount of aggression. Looking out of the back of Giulio Caligari's machine. You see Caligari right there in that 22. Excuse me, Jesus Iglesias in that 22. These guys have been pushing this really hard. They're talking about now there's a tight condition now. So Franco Alvarez is our leader, our new race leader. Franco Alvarez, we'll take a look at that pass. So Franco Alvarez made on Claudio Bardelli Jr. to take the race lead. Down to the inside. Boy, he has really timed these passes so well. And the 83, now the race leader. Claudio Bardelli Jr. back to P2. Steve Pierce in the 51 to Captain Morgan sponsor machine, battling Sean Jacobs. Eugene Fedorov in the 84 just ahead. Steve Pierce tucks in and gives Sean Jacobs that spot back, but he pushed it a little bit. It is Raphael Sullivan and Dennis Udichin. Udichin in the 47 car on the high side is Raphael Sullivan battling on the inside that 4X car. Sullivan going to pick up that spot. Dennis Udichin falls back to the 11th position. Little racing going on here with Givaldo and Giulio Caligari and Craig Marazon. Oh, contact right there. Oh, Caligari gets into the outside wall. Caligari hard into the outside wall. Spindola got into the side of him. And they are scattered. Wow. Giulio hung on to that. How in the world did that happen? There was contact. There was definitely some contact there. Givaldo and take a look here. This is a little bit earlier. If we go down and take a look at that, actually a little bit after the fact there, but that was some contact. Giulio Caligari lost some positions, and he got into the outside wall. Tight racing there. See if we can't, we'll find that here in just a minute. Take a look here as see Giulio Caligari. He has already been into the outside wall, I think. It's a little bit earlier here, but there was some contact back there in the pack too. But you see Jesus drifts up the track. Caligari makes contact with the wall there, so there's contact. Jesus gets around. And there's contact right there. Look at that. Contact between Jesus and Caligari. Swapping some paint. And Caligari got up into the outside wall. And that was a hard lick there for him. Benner Silva might have made contact with the wall too. Take a look at Sean Jacobs and Givaldo. Sean Jacobs to the inside. Givaldo Spindola on the outside line. And Sean Jacobs in a Kubota spots the machine trying to pick up that spot, and he does. We got a new race leader. Or we had one. Benner Silva took the race lead, but now it looks like Franco Alvarez says, I want the race lead back. And Alvarez reclaiming that spot. Look at this. Preston Hassel, the 27, battling Claudio Bardelli Jr. Preston Hassel making a pass. These guys are complaining about a tight condition on this car. And Preston Hassel picking up P3. Gordon Carter and Dennis Uderchin mixing it up. 24, Sean Jacobs in this mix. And Gordon Carter on the outside line, going to get around Uderchin. Uderchin tucks in, and it looks like Jacobs behind him as well. So we've got some good racing going on there. Craig Marizon and Jesus Iglesias. Iglesias in the 22 has to get way out of the throttle, keep from drifting up, and Marizon going to hold on to that spot. Iglesias now in the 7th position. Craig Marizon in the 60, climbing back up to P6. Dennis Uderchin and Eugene Fedorov. Uderchin in the 47, Fedorov on the inside line. He's dropping below that that white line a little bit, so we got to stay above that white line. That could get a warning. We're starting to see some guys who are interested in coming down pit lane. And they got a mess right here. Mess between Fedorov and Uderchin. These guys battling. So it looks like Sean Jacobs has come down pit lane. Benner Silva is our leader. Alvarez is on pit lane. So Jacobs on pit lane right now. Also Iglesias on pit lane. We're side by side here. Take a look. As our race leader, Benner Silva, is elected to come down pit lane. On board here with him as he's sliding down pit lane. So pit stops underway here under green on lap 36. Guys, we're really talking about a tight condition. You've seen Jesus Iglesias finishing up his pit stop, coming back out on track. As Benner Silva tuck it in into his pit stop. And I think Craig Marizon is now our race leader. Craig Marizon in the 60 on pit lane. Tiago Gomez is now our race leader in the 8X car. You can see he's really going to the high side. He's on older tires as Ed Palumbo is going to get by. So Tiago Gomez the leader. Everybody else has either pitted or is on pit lane. Marizon, Carter, Pierce, and Udichin. Also Iglesias, all on pit lane. Iglesias has got some damage that he's had to get repaired, it looks like. So he is on there for a little bit of an extended pit stop. Tough break there for Jesus Iglesias. He was a pretty solid night. Now he is shown one lap down, as Gomez is now on pit lane. And that's going to give the race lead, I believe, to Ed Palumbo when it all works out. Alvarez is in second. Alvarez right now in the third position. Silva fourth. Hassel is in fifth. A little parity up here. We got some Toyota. We got some Chevy action. We got some Ford as well. And Alvarez really pushing the envelope there. He's all over the back of the 54 car. Tight battling here, man. Aggression meets aggression right there. And Alvarez gets by. Alvarez gets by. Palumbo is in second. Silva is in the third position. So those guys have got a pretty good gap on P3. You see Benner Silva running in the third position, kind of out there by himself in that JB Rancing sponsor machine. He's running in the third position. In fourth is Preston Hassel. Claudio Bardelli Jr. is in fifth. The pit stop's pretty much done and over with. Caligari and Steve Pierce battling here. Caligari in the 6 car. Steve Pierce in the 51 up on the high side. And Caligari taking over P14. Giulio Caligari in the 6th position. Steve Pierce in that Captain Morgan number 51 Chevy is in P15. Things have calmed down here a little bit as we separated some of these drivers with the green flag pit stops. And Franco Alvarez is the leader. Take a look at that gap there between Alvarez and Palumbo. Now, Palumbo pitted a little bit earlier. 2.2 second gap. And actually, Benner Silva now in P2. Palumbo third, Hassel fourth. Bardelli Jr. is in fifth. After pit stops there, I'll tell you why, Eugene Fedorov has gotten a, I don't know whether he did a 2-tire stop or not, but now up to P7. He's got some company, however. It looks like Craig Marizon, also Raphael Sullivan and Sean Jacobs closing in on him. So 4 cars here battling for position, led by Eugene Fedorov in P7. Take a look at Eugene in the 84. Back from the villages. He always sends me these pictures from the villages. That's his cabin out there in the countryside. Spends it with his family, and what a peaceful vacation that must be for him. Sean Jacobs battling Raphael Sullivan, and Jacobs getting by Sullivan. Sean Jacobs getting by that 4X car. He is running in the 9th position. Preston Hassel climbing up onto the back of the 54. Preston Hassel trying to get around this helmet sponsor machine. He's got a new paint scheme himself, and the 54 has to tuck in. Art Vieta, Claudio Bardelli Jr. both on the outside line working together. It looks like Jesus Iglesias is going to go up there as well. And Palumbo might be on that tire save strategy. Let those guys go. Craig Marizon done following Eugene Fedorov. Craig Marizon battling Fedorov. You see Marizon on the inside, Fedorov on the outside line. Looks like the 24 of Sean Jacobs going to try to slip through as well. And the 24 gets by. Fedorov now falling back to the 10th position as Raphael Sullivan slips through. On board here with Craig Marizon. These guys closing in on Ed Palumbo as well. It's getting a little interesting behind there as Marizon trying to get by Palumbo. But look at this battle here, side by side, little Ford versus Chevy. And Sullivan on the move. Raphael Sullivan looking pretty solid here as Marizon slamming the door. Marizon slamming that door there on Raphael Sullivan. Fedorov also moving through as Palumbo now back to the 10th position. Take a look at Claudio Bardelli Jr. and Preston Hassel. Bardelli Jr. go to the outside of the 27 car. The 19 of Claudio Bardelli Jr. That Sober Tom sponsored Ford is trying to get around Preston Hassel. Hassel on the outside giving it a good fight, but these guys working together. And it looks like Bardelli Jr. might have cleared the Castrol sponsor number 27. And Archer Vieta tried to slip through as well. Vieta got a good run here on Bardelli Jr. Preston Hassel now trying to, there's contact there with he and the 22. There might have been contact. Preston Hassel and Jesus Iglesias might have made a little contact. Wow. Little kind, they got that sorted out, it looks like. So now here with Franco Alvarez, who's amassed a 3.8 second lead over Ben Silva. Bardelli Jr. third, Vieta fourth, Hassel rounding out the top five. Now Iglesias is 1 lap down. He's in the lucky dog position. You see he's in this mix working with these guys now beside Preston Hassel. And if I were Preston, I wouldn't push the issue here too much, try to race him for position because Iglesias is a lap down. So you're really not gaining anything other than trying to stay on the back of these guys. But I think Iglesias has been doing a pretty good job of that himself, even being a lap down. So you're just going to burn up your stuff there trying to work on that outside line. I understand the idea, but there's probably some different views how you'd want to race that. He holds on to that spot. Iglesias backing off there in P22. Excuse me, P17. Sean Jacobs and Raphael Sullivan battling for position. Jacobs to the outside. Sullivan tried to get around a little bit earlier, tried to get around Marizon, and Marizon slammed the door. And now Sean Jacobs going to try his hand, and drifting up a little bit. Sean Jacobs trying to get around the 60 of Craig Marizon. Sullivan in this mix as well. On board here with Sean Jacobs is closing on that Magpul Dynamics sponsor machine. Using the outside line. Ed Palumbo indicating he's coming down pit lane. So Ed Palumbo on pit lane now in the 54. Another pit stops here. He's maybe a little bit different pit sequence. He did not like the way that car was handling. Take a look here as Ed Palumbo down on pit lane here at Vegas. Have a horrible camera angle, I know. 4 tires and fuel for the Hellman sponsor machine. As Alvarez is our leader. He's 4.2 seconds up on the field, just past halfway. And Ed Palumbo finishing up that pit stop, coming back out on track now. A little different pit strategy for Palumbo. So Alvarez, big lead here for him. 4.3 seconds over Ben Silva. Bardelli Jr. third, Vieta fourth, Hassel. Vieta looking like he might have gotten around Claudio Bardelli Jr. We'll take a look. Vieta to the inside of Claudio Bardelli Jr. Got Preston Hassel trying to figure out which way he wants to go. And Archer Vieta doesn't need Preston Hassel's help. He's going to get around Claudio Bardelli Jr. Archer Vieta now up to P3. Bardelli Jr. falling back to the 4th position. Like Steve Pierce might have come off track here. Let's see what happened to Steve Pierce. Steve Pierce looks like making a pit stop. and retired his machine, I believe. So something happened to Steve Pierce. Maybe didn't like the way that thing was handling, and retires. Steve Pierce now dropping out of the race. Take a look at this. Preston Hassel now trying to get around Claudio Bardelli Jr. Oh, Hassel drifted up right there. Might have made a contact with the left front fender of Claudio Bardelli Jr. Let's take a look here as Hassel in that Castrol sponsor machine goes down to the bottom. And let's see what it looks like through the corners. Right here, does he slide across the front? Bardelli Jr., look at the back of that car wiggling right there for Bardelli Jr. I don't know, man. I don't know. Let's take a look out in the front of Bardelli Jr.'s machine. Let's see if there's a little kiss here by Preston. Oh, man, there might have been. There might have been. Bardelli Jr. had to get up on the wheel. That was a close shave by the Edge sponsored machine. Gordon Carter and Sean Jacobs up to the outside wall. Sean Jacobs scraped a little Kubota-sponsored paint off of that outside wall as Gordon Carter inches through. Take a look at down the front of Gordon Carter's machine. That Kubota machine right there. That's going to make you a little gun shy. Whoa! Almost got into the iPlace Moving sponsored Chevy. Holy smokes. We got a battle here. Artur Vieira and Benar Silva battling it out. A couple of great Brazilian drivers, man. Tell you what, man, you look at talent. The talent between the two of these guys here. You can't find two other drivers really tandem that have as much talent as these two guys have. They can get in any car and make it competitive. I've been there. I've seen it. Absolutely fantastic. So Artur Vieira now the leader, as it looks like Franco Alvarez has come down pit lane. So Alvarez finishing up his pit stop. Now coming back on track as Artur Vieira the leader. We take a look here as Alvarez rejoining the racing surface off of turn 2. He is in P11, so early pit stop there for Franco Alvarez. And I would imagine Benar Silva going to be coming down pit lane here very soon. And 4X of Raphael Sullivan. I've heard him in that Ford indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane. So Raphael Sullivan peeling off the track to come down pit lane. On board here with him. Sullivan making a pit stop. Horrible camera angles at this track for pit lane, I'll be honest with you. So on board here with Raphael as he tucks into his pit stall. Craig Marizon now our leader in that Magpul sponsored Chevy. It looks like he's pitting here as well. So Craig Marizon making a pit stop. A lot of guys making pit stops here. That's going to give the race lead maybe to Eugene Fedorov. No, he's coming down pit lane. So I guess we'll just go back here and do a double of Franco Alvarez. Boy, here with Franco Alvarez. Talk too much about Thiago Gomez here. He's running in the 13th position. Franco Alvarez, the leader. Back to the race lead for Alvarez. And Thiago running in the 13th position in that 8X car. His first race out here, or he's just getting back into racing with us, so good to see him out. Maybe we'll get him a car in the car set here before long. So Alvarez, the leader. Now Fedorov off track here. Not sure what's happened to Eugene Fedorov. He's down on the apron. Something's happened to Eugene Fedorov. He is down on the apron. He's up to speed, but not sure. That's an odd place to be off the track. And not sure what the case is here. Fedorov might have come around. Let's take a look. Coming off pit lane. And Fedorov does come around. He doesn't come all the way around. He keeps it straight, which is why we have no caution flag. So Fedorov had some trouble. You see those bumps right there, man. Kind of difficult. Upsets the balance of the car. You see him spin, and he doesn't come all the way around. He hits the wall and then gets it straightened back up. That's why no caution flag. So Fedorov having trouble after making a pit stop. We talked about that in the driver's meet and how important that is to be really, really careful. There are 2 bumps on the apron that will upset the balance of the car. Looks like Steve Pierce has retired his machine, so a tough break there for Steve. And the Captain Morgan sponsor machine. So Alvarez having trouble here. About this, Jesus Iglesias, the 54 of Ed Palumbo, and the 56 of Gordon Carter. Carter to the outside of Ed Palumbo. That high place moving machine now up to P7. So Gordon Carter picking up a spot here on lap 65. Jesus is ahead of those guys on the track, but he is actually in P15. 1 lap down. Lucky dog position right now is Givaldo Spindola. Giulio Caligari behind him, though. They're battling for that lucky dog position. So fair game here to race pretty hard. He's a 68 trying to hold on to that spot. Caligari and Givaldo got together earlier in that last run. So how much damage they have, I don't know. But Spindola wanting to hold on to that position. Caligari wanting to take that spot. Take a look at out of the back of Givaldo's machine as Giulio Caligari. Another one of those JB Rancing sponsor machines. Sean Jacobs closing in on Ed Palumbo. Raphael Sullivan in the 4X in this mix as well. So Raphael, take a look at out of the back of his car. That's a whole lot of the Kubota sponsor machine all over the back of Raphael Sullivan. Raphael Sullivan has shown right away, just joining this league, shown how much talent he has, man. Takes a little while to get used to these cars, but he has made that transition and done a great job. Here he is running in the top 10 in the 8th spot. Just behind him, a cagey veteran, Sean Jacobs. Caligari and Givaldo battling it out down the front stretch. Caligari inching ahead across the start and finish line. Caligari going to pick up that spot. Givaldo raced him hard, raced him clean. And Caligari now in lucky dog position in P13. Take a look at Ben Silva here in the second position. Just behind him is Claudio Bardelli Jr. Those guys hoping to work together and maybe close in on Franco Alvarez, who has a 5-second lead on them. They seem to be about 5.2 back. Five of Ben Silva running in P2. Bardelli Jr. in 3rd. Vieta 4th. Hassel is in 5th. Out of the front of Bardelli Jr.'s machine, you see Ben Silva just ahead, running in P2. See these different strategies, the different lines as they go through the corners. You know, if I can do it, I prefer to have the bottom line, but you know, you don't get quite as good of a run. You get a better run into the corners, but you give it up out of the corners. A lot of guys like to have that straightaway speed. Those guys are closing in on some lap traffic. Raphael Sullivan and Sean Jacobs having a fist fight right now. Oh, there's contact there. 24 drifts up there a little bit and gets into the 4X. There's contact between Sullivan and Jacobs. So some contact, and Sullivan's going to gain that position. But watch this pass here. Look at this. That inside, as Sullivan's on the outside line, and Sean Jacobs going to drift up ever so slightly right here. And I don't know if he actually made any contact with the 4X. But the 4X definitely made a move. Took an evasive action there. So Sullivan now in P8. Sean Jacobs back to the 9th position. Take a look at Preston Hassel here running in P4. Excuse me, P5 in that Castrol sponsor machine. Just ahead of him is Archer Vieta. Claudio Bardelli Jr. there as well. Ben or Silva. So you got P2, 3, 4, and 5. Pretty tight. At an equal separation with all those guys. And Preston having a pretty good night here, running in the top 5. Got a new paint scheme, new look, new attitude. For Preston. Preston, one of those long-time KG veterans here at High Octane Racing League. I think I've probably known Preston in this league longer than I've known anybody else. And we got a battle here between Archer Vieta and Claudio Bardelli Jr. Archer Vieta to the inside of Claudio. And Vieta's going to pick up this spot. I don't think Claudio's going to race him too hard. And Vieta gets that spot. Oh, just as I say that, well, Claudio, he might have made a little contact with Vieta. Gave him a little kiss there. On board here with Bardelli Jr. Watch this. Vieta's going to inch through. Does he have the room to get up there? He does. Whoa, some evasive action. That's what that was. So that was just some evasive action. Looked like Bardelli wanted to get down there, but Vieta didn't quite have him cleared. But he made it. No contact. Take a look at this. Dennis Schutich and Tiago Gomez. This is for the 11th position. The 47 working this inside line. And Tiago in the 8X on the high side, battling down the backstretch. And it looks like Udichin is going to pick up the spot. Is Udichin on that outside line, and Udichin going to use this run into the inside to pick up the spot. Guy on the move right now is Ben or Silva. Excuse me, as Archer Vieta. Ben or Silva on the outside line. Archer Vieta to the inside. And Vieta is on the move. 6 seconds down, though. Here's 76 laps in. He's going to have to start working on that gap. Tiago Gomez picking up a spot as it looks like Ed Palumbo has come down. Remember that early pit strategy there, Palumbo. He may be thinking something now. Maybe he's going to do early pit strategy and be able to make it to the end. I don't know, man. You're looking at 23 laps to go. And Palumbo on pit lane. And Palumbo in that Hellman sponsor machine coming down pit lane. The lone soldier right now on pit lane at 54. What a good looking paint scheme. I know I've said that, man. That is one of the best looking paint schemes out there. What a detail on that machine. Crazy. Franco Alvarez, the leader. Vieta second, Silva third. Good tight battle there. Claudio Bardelli Jr. and Preston Hassel fourth and fifth. Marizon in sixth. And we're hearing that Bardelli Jr. is going to come down pit lane. So Bardelli Jr. calling out his pit. So Bardelli Jr. Making a pit stop here. On pit lane is Claudio Bardelli Jr. here in the 19 car. Here on lap 79. And Franco Alvarez, big lead there for him. 5.9. Vieta starting to chip into that though. Bardelli Jr. tucking into his pit stall. He's our pole setter. Fresh tires and fuel for maybe to make it to the end. One caution flag here tonight. Keep our fingers crossed that that's the only caution. Bardelli Jr. finishing up his pit stop, coming back out on track. Don't forget to join us over at highoctaneracing.net. Quick link to our Discord server. You can also use the QR code. We'll be at Martinsville in the High Octane Racing League Saturday Night Thunder. And it looks like Franco Alvarez is coming down pit lane. So come on over and join us for a little racing there on the Saturday night. Franco Alvarez on pit lane for his pit stop here in the 83 car. And that's going to, I think, give the race lead. No, Alvarez tucking in his pit stall. Looks like Ben or Silva on pit lane as well. Raphael Sullivan is our new race leader. Sullivan in the 4X, leading some laps here at Vegas. as you see Jesus Iglesias on the apron. So Iglesias tuck it in. He is running 3 laps down in the 22 car. Dennis Uderchin and Preston Hassel. Uderchin picking up a spot as Preston Hassel on pit lane, finishing up his pit stop. Gomez and Caligari are the 2 cars now on pit lane. It looks like Gomez has finished up his pit stop. Gordon Carter 1 lap down in the 9th position. High place moving sponsor machine, and we are getting the word that Raphael Sullivan is going to come down pit lane here. So Raphael Sullivan, the race leader, take a look at him, and he is going to come down pit lane. Way up on the high side, down the backstretch. So the 4X on pit lane. Dennis Uderchin might get some laps let in here. Looks like Dennis Uderchin in the 47 car, the new race leader. Side by side there with Caligari, not for position. Dennis Uderchin getting around, putting a little buffer between him and the cars wanting to close in on him. Rico Alvarez is about 8 seconds back. Now, you know Uderchin's going to have to make a pit stop here. So we know he's going to give up some time on the track. And Uderchin, another lap in him, at least. Caligari now closing back in. And Caligari's gotten around Vieira, who's on pit lane, it looks like. So Artur Vieira came down pit lane. He's given up some positions. Vieira now 2 laps down. Not sure what's happened to Vieira. Did he get caught speeding? That's the question. 2 laps down. That's kind of strange. It could be just a sequence here. But Vieira is 2 laps down. He might have gotten caught speeding. Didn't get any word on the radio about any speeding penalty, but Vieira, man. So it does look like Vieira now 2 laps down. Remember, he was closed in on Alvarez earlier, who is now the race leader. 2 laps up on Vieira. So Vieira must have had a speeding penalty. Let's take a look and see if we can get an idea of what happened to Artur Vieira. Take a look here, and this is him. This is him on the apron here. Is he getting past? But I think he got caught speeding. I just don't have any word on that. I wish I did to verify that. Well, Alvarez is the leader. Been pretty flawless for him tonight. He got mired in traffic early on. Great battling up there with Bardelli Jr. and Vieira. And Alvarez, the leader, by about 8 seconds over Claudio Bardelli Jr. As we got 13 laps to go. Think about Alvarez, is he's so good at knowing what he needs to do at a particular track. He runs the track, practices the track. He knows the fuel strategy. He knows the grip, how that's going to change in these cars. And he's able to adjust stuff on the fly too, man. And he's also really good at being able to drive this car on the edge. I mean, pretty amazing. Not sure there's a better driver out there really pushing it all the way to the edge and adjusting that strategy as he needs to. He's got a game plan, but he's got the willingness to be able to change that. As we take a look at Jesus Iglesias here running in the 15th position. In 16th is Eugene Fedorov on pit lane at 84. Has had some trouble here tonight, and he's running into 16th position in his first race back in a while. Take a look at Craig Marizon. Haven't checked in on him lately. He is running in the 6th position just behind Gordon Carter. Good battle here between these 3 drivers. That's 5th, 6th, and 7th. Gordon Carter running in P5. Marizon in 6th. And Sean Jacobs running in the 7th position. So good battle here as we're under 10 to go now. Marizon looking like he wants to get around. So 3 Chevys here battling it out. Marizon looking for an opening on the inside, and he's taking a little risky move there on the inside. Man, he really turned that car coming off turn 4. And he's side by side down with Gordon Carter. They're going to be 3 wide. Jacobs down to the inside. Gordon Carter looking for some friends on this one. And he's battling back on the outside line. Great racing here. Great racing as Marizon gets through. Sean Jacobs gets through, and he wants to go for another one. He wants to get around Marizon now. He followed Marizon through, and now Jacobs says, thank you, I'll take that spot. And Marizon has to tuck in, sandwiched in between Gordon Carter and the 24 of Sean Jacobs. I don't think this battle's over yet. I do not think this battle is over. Rick Marizon running in P6. What a battle there. As we take a look at Franco Alvarez, that top right, or that right side frame, as Marizon and Sean Jacobs and Gordon Carter all battle for position. Jacobs running in the 5th spot, leading the 3 drivers. Marizon up into the outside wall, though. Marizon made contact coming off turn 2. Scrubbing off some speed. That's going to give Jacobs a little bit of breathing room. Gordon Carter might have pushed his car a little bit too hard. He is running in the 7th position. It's Franco Alvarez, the leader. Don't forget the Tough Trucks will be back in action at Phoenix on Tuesday. Race number 8 of the season, 110 laps from Phoenix. What a great track and a great mod, too, man. We have a lot of fun in the Truck Series. We had a caution-free race at Martinsville this last Tuesday. And, hey, yours truly finished 4th on that one, man. I know what you're thinking. Did everybody else pull over? No, they didn't. They did not. Take a look at Alvarez, the leader. We got a battle here for P2, and that's Benor Silva and Claudio Bardelli Jr. Benor Silva doing the crossover move on old Bardelli. With 5 laps to go, Benor Silva picking up P2. 9 seconds back, though. Might be a little bit too little too late for these 2 guys to close in on Alvarez. So Silva up to P2. Franco Alvarez, the leader. Late pass there. Lap 96, Franco Alvarez, our leader. 9.8 seconds up, almost 10 seconds up on Silva. Bardelli Jr. 3rd, Hassel 4th, Jacobs is 5th. Jacobs has really had to work for that P5. Take a look at Art Vieta here. He's got 2 laps down. Not the night I think he wanted in this 13th spot now in the 4 car. Waldo running in the 12th position. He had a pretty rough night there early on, but is trying to salvage maybe a top 10 finish. He's got a little work to do here in the waning laps of this race with about 3 to go. Franco Alvarez the leader, but Artur Vieta on those fresher tires closing in on him. Artur wants to get back in at least to a situation where he's only 1 lap down. He's going to race him, going to get around. He's faster than him, so he gets around. Alvarez gives him a lot of room. Across the start-finish line, we'll have 1 to go. Franco Alvarez in the 83. Now using a little bit of the draft from Vieta. Raphael Sullivan just behind them. Now Sullivan is running in the 4X in the 8th position. So Franco Alvarez coming off turn 4. First race of the season down the front stretch. Franco Alvarez is going to take the victory here at Las Vegas. So Franco gets the win. A great job there for Franco. We're behind the pit wall. I got to fly the camera around here, man. Whenever they switch directions, what was the direction I'm flying the drone is a different direction. So great job to Franco Alvarez on getting the win here at Vegas. So out of gas? Is he out of gas? No way. No burnout by Franco. He might be out of gas. I heard that engine shut off. So no burnout for Franco Alvarez. There we go. Get a good daylight one. So coasting around is Franco Alvarez and getting the win. Good job to Franco in the first race. Gets the win. Maybe he got enough. He got enough. Saved his gas long enough for him to be able to do a burnout. That's what he did. Come on to him. Franco Alvarez picking up the win for race number 1 of the season, man. Might be in trouble. These guys might be in trouble. Let's take a look at the final results. Franco Alvarez gets the win. Bernard Silva battles with a late race pass to finish in P2. Claudio Bardella Jr., the top Ford, finishes in the 3rd position. Preston Hassel finishes in 4th. Sean Jacobs, good top 5 run there for him in that Chevy. Craig Marizon worked his butt off for a 6th place finish. Gordon Carter finishes in 7th. A good run there for Gordon. Raphael Sullivan in the 4X finishes in the 8th position. He had some good battles here tonight. Ed Palumbo led some laps early in that Hellman sponsor machine, finishes in P9. How about Dennis Schuchen, the top Toyota in the field, finishes in the 10th position. Finishing in 11th is Giulio Caligari in the 6th car. He had some battles here tonight. Givaldo Spindola and Giulio did have some battles tonight. Givaldo finishes in 12th. Archer Vieira, tough break there late in the race, finishes in 13th. Thiago Gomez in the 8X finishes in the 14th position. Jesus Iglesias finishes in 15th. Eugene Fedorov, good to see Eugene out, finishes in 16th. Steve Pierce 17th. And Gilmar Peixoto finishes in the 18th position. So those guys had trouble there, it looks like, and retired their machines. So tough break for those guys. So great job to all the drivers here tonight. Only one caution flag, man. Good run there. And Franco Alvarez gets the win here at Vegas. We'll see if we can't get him up in the booth with us. All right, we'll get him up in the booth. And wow, man, I tell you what a run there for him. I'm sure he's going to have a lot to say.
Hey, I'm ready.
All right, Franco Alvarez joining us here in the booth. And that was an interesting race, man. A little bit of strategy there with fuel mileage and, pit sequence, I should say. And you had some good battles there early on. What was it like there with Bardella Jr., Vieira? Looks like Bernard Silva's up there as well. You had great battles with them early.
Hey, man, the 83 won the jackpot at Vegas. Yeah, man, that was a fun race. At the beginning of the race, I think we started 4th, and we stayed there in 4th and 5th, just saving the car, just taking care of the equipment. Then the strategy played by itself. I knew I had a good pace at the beginning, but I just wanted to save the car for the later end of the run. That gave us the track position to run away at the end of the first run, and then just keep the lead and increasing it by the strategy, by the good pit stops, and just that. Not much else, to be honest.
A lot of guys were talking about how the car was really pretty tight for them. What was your experience here with this setup tonight at Vegas?
I really like the setup today. I really do. My car was on the loose side. I was pretty loose, so I don't understand how people were tight. But yeah, I was on the loose side, but it was a fun car to ride today. You needed to take care of the car at the beginning to have a good to decent car at the end of the run. So I really love the setup today.
Yeah, I think we had mentioned in the drivers' meeting that you got to be careful not to overdrive the car because it really chews up the tires, and you pay in the end. Into these long runs, and we had long runs. We only had one caution flag too. Wow, kudos to all the guys here tonight, huh?
Yes, sir. And on a difficult track and a difficult car. And as you said, you're right, which is rare, to be honest. That
Wow.
you needed to take care of the car at the beginning.
First race of the season, I'm already getting slammed. Oh my God.
It will not be the last time. But I was sacrificing like half a tenth to a tenth to the rest of the field at the beginning of the run to have an extra 2 to 3 tenths at the end. So I needed to take care of the car every run, and yeah. We won the race. This 83 Model 1 Chevrolet won the race because we took care at the beginning. We stayed 4th or 5th, saving, and when it was time to attack, we went full send and we went to the lead and we took off.
It looks like really lap traffic wasn't too much of an issue in the back half of the race. Was that your experience tonight?
Yes, because I didn't have a lot of traffic today, luckily. When I did, they had worn tires and I had brand new tires, so it wasn't much of an issue. So there was like between 1 second and 1.3 seconds between a new tire and a worn tire, so
Wow.
just a lot of difference on speed, so it didn't make a difference.
Well, speaking of some tires, track tough on tires. Next week, Homestead Miami Speedway. That can be a little challenging too. The High Line definitely in play there. Going to be loose. Man, how do you feel about that track? We got some 2 great 1.5 miles in my position, right? Or in my opinion, here back to back.
I mean, I have to agree with you once again, which is pretty rare. That yeah, Las Vegas and Homestead are probably the 2 best with Kansas, the best cookie cutters. So yeah, it's gonna be a race similar. I think there's going to be more pack racing at Homestead just because the turns are less tighter and it's easy to stay with the field. So expect a little bit more of the group racing in Homestead than we did today, but yeah, very similar race overall.
Well, we got Madison International coming up at the 3rd race of the season. Any feeling about that track? Have you been on that track? If so, what do you think about it?
I have never raced at the track. I have never watched a race at the track. I only know it's a short track. So I'm really looking forward to it. I see Madison, I see Phoenix, Memphis, North Wilkesboro, Toledo. I see a lot of short tracks, which in my opinion are the most fun racing we can have here. So I am really looking forward to it. And also Sonoma, I see a road course.
And we got Daytona with the Frosty 200 too. Some prizes to give away. Our annual Christmas event too at Daytona.
And a super speedway between the middle of the short track. So yeah, a perfect schedule practically. Like it doesn't get any better than this. So yeah, really looking forward for this season. It looks super fun, and I expect really good racing from now on.
Well, you're setting yourself up for another championship run here, and with all those slams of me tonight and those offensive comments, I'm going to have to root for somebody else, maybe Ben or Silva here tonight. So, congratulations, man. Thanks to all the. And I want to say, I sort of talked you up a little bit during the broadcast too on all the cars you've painted, man. That Hellman sponsor machine is just next level. So you do such a great job, and we appreciate all your work here.
Oh, I appreciate the comments. I love painting. I love painting cars, and I love seeing people having cars that they like. So that's a pleasure to do.
Well, good luck to you next week, man. Hopefully, we'll see you back in victory lane.
Thank you very much. I hope we see the Model 1 Chevrolet again at the front of the field. Thanks.
That's Dennis, or excuse me, I started looking at Dennis Shooter's name up in TeamSpeak. That is Franco Alvarez joining us in the booth, and starts off the season here with a win at Vegas, man. I've partied in Vegas before. I took a trip out there, about 10 years ago, 12 years ago, maybe a little bit longer than that. I got a hotel room for 3 days and decided to extend my stay for about 4 days, and that was a huge mistake. But no, I had a lot of fun, man. Spent a lot of money out there, but Vegas is a fun town, and Franco Alvarez is going to party it up tonight here in Vegas with a big win in that Mobil 1 sponsor machine. Don't forget, we got some more racing headed your way this weekend in the Cup Series. I get out of the broadcast booth, I get in the driver's seat, and oh my gosh, it's going to be a short track, Martinsville in the Saturday Night Thunder. This is going to be a fun one, man. 150 laps from Martinsville, and I will be exhausted, man. So that's coming up tomorrow night in the Cup Series. What a fun series that is. The Tough Truck Series will be back in action on Tuesday from Phoenix. 110 laps, and that's coming up on Tuesday, 5 November, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's the Tough Trucks from Phoenix. Tonight's race has been brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. If you are interested in an rFactor 2 server, there are 3 self-managed server packages for you to choose from. That's EliteHostingUSA.com. Don't forget to join us over at HighOctaneRacing.net. You'll get all the schedule updates, the winners. You'll get a quick link to our Discord server where we do most of our business. And click on that Discord link and join us over at Discord, man. We'd love to have you out here racing with us. Special event coming up on the 27th of December. I know it's a little ways away, but we'll be at Daytona for the annual Christmas special event. And that is the Frosty 200, an 80-lap race from Daytona here in the Xfinity Series. And it is a regular season race as well. 1X tires, 2X fuel. An 80-lap race. It'll be broadcast live right here on TurnLeftTV. That's coming up on December the 27th, Friday, December the 27th. Well, congratulations to Franco Alvarez on getting the win. Appreciate all you guys coming in here and joining. If you haven't done so, please hit that subscribe button. Don't forget that thumbs up button. Get that algorithm talking so more people see this video. And smash the bell. You get updates of when races are going live. Again, thanks so much for joining me here on TurnLeft TV. That's going to do it for me tonight. I am out of here.